Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 Mother-Son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hello.
Recording this the night of Wednesday, May 10th, and it's not looking good on this night. Celtics down 3-2 on the brink of elimination against the 76ers. Tomorrow they will have to go into Philadelphia and fend for their season. Oh boy. It's not good, Mom. What do you got?
Well, let's start on a positive note. What was my high? Peyton Pritchard getting into the game.
Yeah.
Actually had a couple minutes of good defense.
Defense, yes. Agreed. He was
Did not even
our team high and plus minus.
Yes. And did not get the ball in his hand to shoot a three one time.
No, I don't think he touched the ball.
The whole time.
He touched the ball.
Well, at the end, obviously.
Sure, I mean, yeah,
but no, offensively, not one time. Was he wide open? Yes, many times he was wide open. So that again, my high was that he got in, he played some good defense, and not even that it's Peyton Pritchard, but that finally something new, something like somebody off the bench he hasn't played,
yes.
like
we'll switch up. Yeah.
Which we needed.
Way too late, but
so that was my high.
Mm-hmm.
My low, there are so many.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's so many.
There's so many.
Tatum, 36 points, but the best, Charles Barkley, I think he had 36. Yeah, 36 points, but Charles Barkley said it the best. He got those points when the Sixers had already won.
Yeah.
Like they were so far ahead, that is when he got his points, basically.
Yeah.
Kind of in, yeah. There's lots more. I'll give you. Go ahead. I have a lot more to say.
Yeah, it's hard to put a lot of blame on him because I mean he at one point he was just like you're just gonna have to foul me every time because I'm not shooting well. But that was our only offense. I mean, to his credit, like we could not do anything else. I mean, nobody was doing anything otherwise. So he just said, I get to the foul line almost every time. This is what we're like. I don't think anyone else knew what to do. I mean, nobody shot well. Al Horford just can't hit. It can't even get close anymore. I mean, Derek White is like a shell of himself. No idea what happened to him. Brogdon did not play well. Turnovers again. Stupid plays. Didn't shoot well. I mean, all the guys that you needed to step up just did not. And Jaylen Brown, classic disappearing act, plays well in spurts, and then you just don't even hear from him for like quarters of the time. I believe I saw a stat today on Twitter. 42% of his shots in this series are in the first quarter. Yeah. What is that? You kind of got to play a full game, not just one quarter. And couldn't even do that. I mean, I just
don't think we have an offense. We don't have an offense. We have ISO players other than a few times. The only time we passed the ball or seemed to pass the ball to the open player was the Al Horford. 7 times we watched him miss. And that was the only time we passed, one of the only times, to an open player. Everything else is isolation play. Brogdon's isolation. D. White is isolation. Tatum is isolation.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown is isolation. They're all isolation players. So if I'm the Sixers, what am I doing? I'm sagging. I have 2, 3 players, not just on Jason Tatum. I sag to the middle and I ask you to make it from 3. Why wouldn't you? You? Because we regularly are not good from 3. We have a handful of players once in a while, but we have not been great from 3. And it worked. They sagged. Double, triple team in the lane, hard to make those shots. Yeah, a few fouls, but when they're making threes, when their offense is going well, that's all you need, right? I mean, you foul them and let us go to the foul line. Let Jaylen Brown be 3 for 8 from the free throw line. I mean, I think they have our number at this point. We used to have their number. We don't have an offense right now. We are not
No.
creative. We're not spreading the ball out. We are not hitting an open player. And that's why I pick on Jason Tatum, because you cannot win if you were the only one driving into the lane and drawing a foul. So it just over and over again. Jaylen Brown today or last night said, our offense lacks creativity and execution. They're not creative.
I agree.
They're an open book. And I think they have been for a while now, especially in the second half. Isolation, clog the middle, even, I'm sorry, I missed Marcus Smart. What did he do? Drove to the middle. Everybody did the same thing. Maybe one pass and then drive to the middle, tricky, but no real ball movement. Watch the Heat, watch the Knicks, watch other teams that are playing right now and watch their ball movement. And we have nothing like that right now. It's kind of sad. And you can say you want it so badly, you're going to take it on your own, but that's not a championship team. Yeah. So anyway, there's my mini tirade on our offense. I think it's more offense than it is defense. I do. I think we're one
times.
done.
Defensively, we're pretty brutal sometimes too.
I have more to say on that later. Go.
It's really, for me, it's just, we can't guard Harden. It's ridiculous. How many defensive guards do we have that just can't? We can't figure out the pick and roll with Harden and Embiid. Our big men sag too much, and I don't know. It's not like they're rim running. I'm throwing oops to Embiid. It's just they're just getting space with it, and we just can't. How many times did Harden just blow by Jaylen Brown yesterday? Get free ride to the basket. Basically, it's
and he wasn't even too bad of a. He had how many? He didn't have that many points last night, but. He passes well.
17, 10 assists, almost a triple double. I thought we did a good job on
more
Embiid.
fouls. Yeah, more fouling him. 8 for 10 on the line. He didn't have all that many shots. I agree. I think there were moments that our defense were okay, but we just weren't gritty. They had 24 fouls to our slow 16.
Just from the beginning.
We had 16 fouls in a game like last night. We're all in more fouls.
Put them. I agree. They're afraid to hack. We got nothing.
We have nothing to lose. At this point, it's but unless you take that chance and play a little more gritty in a night like last night.
Agreed. They foul at all the wrong times too. Fouling Harden on 2 3-pointers. That's the worst time to
Jaylen Brown.
Foul.
The only one that had 5 fouls, and I think a couple of those, at least one, were offensive. He had a few, but then he was careful, not playing good defense. That's what careful means. And I believe he had a couple offensive last night. So he's the only one that had 5. Few 2s, few 1s, but 16 fouls to their 24 fouls. What? That's not aggressive at all. You play 40 minutes of the game, Jason Tatum, and you have 2 fouls. That's not defense. That's not heart. That's not, Marcus Smart had one foul. Marcus Smart. How's that happen?
Yeah, it's brutal. I don't know.
That's not realistic. So I don't know. We look tired. Are we just done? Does everyone want to go home with their millions? And
well, I will remind you, we were in this situation last year. Round 2, down 3-2, going away. And I have the game up right now.
Talking to your grandfather.
In Milwaukee beat the Bucks 108-95. Tatum had 46. That was probably his best playoff performance. He willed us through that game.
Your grandfather today has a conspiracy theory that he thinks that this stuff happens because of money and they want the series to go longer and blah blah blah. But would that be the game that you lose? The next one, why would you, if you really wanted to win it, why would you win the one? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you make it go to a game 7?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But this is what we do. There's 2 Celtics teams. There has been for at least 2 years now. Team that looks like they can win it all, and the team that looks like you don't even know how they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's do or die. I don't know. That's it. Got to win 2 in a row.
So it's going to be interesting
for the off season
because they're not shooting lights out, but they're shooting well. They move the ball well. I mean, Tyrese Maxey was open how many times? Because we were double team. I mean,
Agreed.
it's not like they were fighting through great defense to get these, these shots.
Agreed. It was just an overall terrible performance.
Yeah, I agree.
No one played well. We just looked lost.
I don't think we're going to win if anybody carries it on their shoulders. If Tatum tries to carry it on his shoulders, I
we'll see.
It's too readable. Double, triple team him. Slow the game down. Put him on the line a few times. I mean, I don't know. Right now, the optimistic Celtics person is not feeling very optimistic.
It's not great. It's not great. I'll give you that.
I don't think we did well. It was not pretty. Not pretty at all.
Not pretty.
And not even moments of shining. The fact that my high was Pritchard came into the game. Hello.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, there was not a lot of good going on.
And the whole Al thing, that's another thought I had. Al has picked up his defense. He's done a very good job at times.
No, I agree. On Embiid.
Very good.
100% agree.
Which we haven't seen that all year. So I do think that somewhat carries over. Whereas at one point, Jaylen Brown was our defensive player. Marcus Smart was more of a defensive player. And then I do think that type of play takes away from offense. You're not as relaxed. You're not as, you're keeping track of a player. Exactly. And so I do think that is something to think about, that he has stepped up at times when he has not been good at defense. So
0 for 7 is just brutal though. And it hasn't been much better in other games. You just can't. Yeah. You got a guy that's just continuously getting open. You just have to be able to hit that shot. Yeah. It's just like he creates a lot of that movement usually with people.
Some of them, most of them were not even close. Like these were not in and out.
It's crazy. Oh, it was bad. It was bad news.
Shots.
It was like they didn't even have to guard him.
Yeah,
it was like
no, they didn't have to guard him. They haven't really had to guard us at 3, with the exception of Tatum. They're a little tighter on him and Jaylen. Other than that, they do not guard the 3. They were basically most of the game pretty much giving us the 3 and clogging the lane. I don't know. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see. We do have it in us.
Well, did you see the other news today? All NBA teams came out. Tatum's all NBA first team and Jaylen's all NBA second team. So great. Fantastic. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
We're about to get eliminated. That's great. Good to hear.
Yeah. First, second, any all team. We got a lot of awards this year. 6th man.
Yeah. I mean, we were the number 1 seed.
Yes. For a long time. And then, yeah. But you know what? Like I said, you got to really watch the Knicks, the Heat, even the Suns and the Nuggets, and watch. And they have superstar power. I mean, they have guys that shoot a lot. Devin Booker, their ball movement is unbelievable. It just is really, really good.
So it begs the question, your conspiracy theory from many months ago. Is Missoula, if they lose tomorrow, is Missoula the coach next year?
I heard he had a 4-year contract. Somebody on the national, that's the first I had heard. I read, I was trying to figure out or whatever.
That doesn't matter.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what you do really, because it's not just him, but I do blame somewhat. You got to blame the coach somewhat, right?
Agreed. I don't think he's been great. I don't think he's been bad, but he's not.
You've got this much talent.
Missed opportunities for sure.
Yeah. But that's hard. It's hard coming in as the interim, tiptoeing around people, wanting the full-time gig and not being able. And that sort of sets the tone for how you are with your players, right? Are you as strong as you can be? Because for the whole season, until he got the full-time coaching, you're tiptoeing a little bit. You're working with people. You want it to work because you want the full-time. So maybe he does not have that. I mean, I think in the end, that's part of the reason Brad Stevens stepped away. I don't think he had that type of relationship to control the egos to, I think he had a hard time working with this, this crew. Like I said, very, very talented, but also isolation. They're an interesting group. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure they have it. Like I said, Jalen and Jason Tatum have never, ever really worked together on offense. They really haven't. A pass, but it's still mostly isolation, a pass or a three. I mean, it's really not a give and go. There's no
I agree with
really
you.
movement of the ball offensively. So I don't know. I don't know if, right now I'm very skeptical, and maybe that's just because I watched last night. Everybody's happy, but the whole 3-point, making top 3-point shooting team from the first half has disappeared. I mean, we're just not that team anymore.
No.
Can't rely on that anymore. So what now? And again, just watch the first half of the Heat. Watch them play defense. They are everywhere. Last night, Embiid passed the ball and got it stolen, raced back. Embiid, not the quickest guy, raced back and got a block on his turnover and his he wanted it bad enough that he got back. Does that happen with our team?
No.
I can tell you right now. Jason Tatum shoots up a three, misses it. He's at the 3-point line. Is he back first on D? No, he's usually arguing with the refs. Exactly. It's like, hello, that is what it's going to take, that type of play. And we just don't seem to have that right now. So, anyway, that's my tirade. What do we need to do to win tomorrow night?
Oh, who knows? I'm very deflated. I mean, as you said, move the ball, play like we do, hit some shots would help. I mean, God.
Yeah.
You got to be able to hit some threes. Goodness.
Yeah. But elimination game, there go the nerves. Who's going to feel comfortable? I mean,
yeah.
So that it's going to be a tough go unless we get out there and
as I said, I just remember last year. We did it last year, guys. Come on. Yeah. Pull it out of the fire.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Let's see. Hopefully they're tired.
Yeah.
I almost feel like we went out the night before. Like something was off with us.
We're just slow from the start.
It's like a weird feeling. That feeling when they come out against the Bucks or the Heat. I mean, the Sixers in regular, and you're just like, oh my God, they're so ready. Those plays are just happening, and that defense, they know the other team. Where was that? Nowhere. Yeah. But Embiid also, I have never seen him hit the mid-range as well as he was last night.
Oh my God.
In general. And he has been doing that since he's been playing it.
I mean, the last game we played him where he had like 50 is the same thing. It's like automatic. It's unbelievable.
Almost think he's better at the mid-range than he is inside. It's
unbelievable. As soon as he gets to that free throw line, it's cash.
And granted, he's way taller.
Yeah.
Has that open look almost every single time, but that is so hard to stop. Yeah.
He's so hard to guard if he hits that.
Good.
Yeah.
So we've got our work cut out for us. Because who do we have that even comes close to that right now? I mean, yeah.
You could argue they've had the two best players in this series. Harden and Embiid have both played better than either of our guys.
Yeah. Overall, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that bad game that Harden had, the tough kind of weird
two kind of bad ones, but still, he had 40 in two of the others, and he almost had a triple double.
It's not even points. I thought last night he just was passing well.
Yeah, he almost had a triple double. He had 17, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. He was all over, and he played good defense. They wanted it defensively.
Yes, agreed.
Completely outplayed. It was crazy.
Minute one, they wanted it.
Like they just wanted it, and we just looked like we weren't even ready to be there. It was insane. So frustrating.
Tyrese Maxey plays better defense than us. He's this big.
Yeah.
He's a tiny guy. I mean, he's not that big of a guy.
No.
Come on. Yeah.
It's craziness.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
The rant. It's okay. We got this.
Well,
optimism welling up inside me. Celtics are going to win.
You might hear from us Friday if they win. Could be a few days. Took us a few days last year after we got eliminated, but that was the final, so we'll see.
Painful.
Yeah, sad. Took us a few days before we got a pod going because just didn't want to think about it.
I'm hoping that the Warriors get eliminated tonight. That's my number one hope right now.
don't
I'm
even
also
care.
watching the Heat, even though the Knicks are beating them, and I probably think they're going to win tonight. I'm not
It's
sure.
close one. I just checked.
I'm not sure I want to face the Heat either. Oh my gosh, they are playing
It's a
well,
4-point game.
Tyler.
It's a 4-point game.
Yeah,
4 minutes left.
they are they are good, really good. Martin is stepping. I mean, yeah,
I don't
Max
know how they do
Strus.
it.
Yeah, their ball movement, their
How do we
belief
steal
in
Eric
each other.
Spoelstra? Come on.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's so good.
Good. Calm with them. I don't know. Like you just,
Trade.
very, very
How do
experienced.
we get him?
Yep. Poor Missoula. I feel bad for him. And not that you can
You
tell.
do. He got thrown into the fire for sure.
And you
but
can't tell if he's a good coach, like I said, or a bad coach.
Yeah,
He just didn't outright get a head coaching job easily. Like, this is your job. This is
and he
you're
wasn't
the,
even the
you're
top
the interim.
assistant. He wasn't even the top assistant last year. He just got thrown into it.
Yeah. So anyway, not that he is a bad or a good coach. That I just think this situation is probably difficult. And being the interim, trying to fit in, blah, blah, blah. You got to put these guys in their place and say, hey, you want to win? You got to do this.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yep. Put me in, coach. I kicked James Harden a couple times.
That'd be good.
Leg. That's not fair. Kick him. All right.
Well, this has been Shamrock Talk. Game 5 recap. As usual, worldwide at Shamrock Talk Pod on Instagram, or on Twitter at Shamrock Talk Pod, or at Shamrock Talk on Instagram. Ugh. You can just look up Shamrock Talk. You'll find us everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. And that's it. Game 6 tomorrow. Do or die.
I think it's a do.
Go Celtics.
It's a do. It's not a die. Go Celtics.